Right now it's a great time to be out here, to enjoy my freedom, and still continue to fight for the struggle, because the struggle is real. You know what I'm saying? It don't end with me or it don't start with me.
On October 29th, 2019, James Hutchings was indicted on conspiracy to defraud the United States government, trafficking firearms. Now, this indictment is based on circumstantial evidence from the FBI, ATF, and DEA. James Hutchings was given no bond and held in Washington, D.C. jail for 5 months. On March 26, 2020, James Hutchings was the first D.C. jail inmate released due to the COVID-19 spread in the D.C. jail.
There are some D.C. jail inmates who are suing the district that claim the government is not doing enough to keep them safe from the coronavirus. Nathan, what are you learning?
Tough times don't last, tough people do. Times harder than the concrete that be under my shoe. I talked to Booby, he just got out the shoe.
I started following James with my camera to capture his life as he approached his trial, but it turned into a whole lot more than that. I'll start with the first night following James.
Tell us what you doing, James.
Oh yeah, man. I got some local promoters out here in Washington D.C. Man. They hired me to put some posters up for the event coming up on October the 10th, 2021. So I'm out here getting them all strapped and ready up. For the ones that got metal poles, I got to put the zip ties on them so that we can strap them up instead of the ones with the wood with the nails. So they got me out of time and real.
So they got you out of retirement. Tell the folks what you mean by that.
I used to have a promotional company from 2005 until 2011. Was though I was throwing events, parties, and trips, and things of that nature. For all those years out here in the DC area, and also in other states as well, in the DMV area. But it was called ASAP. We made a good reputation of throwing the best parties in the area and the most unique and the most genuine parties as well, because we ain't follow trends, we set trends. And I got kind of good at it, man. Throwing parties and doing promo. And this is one of our techniques that we use that a lot of people follow. They call us the poster boys. Because basically we used to see these core plans, which is called it's called core plans, but it's poster material. We used to see these all around the city with the "We Buy Houses" signs on them, right? So me, my partner at the time, E Boogie, we came up with the concept of, man, we're gonna put some events on them jumps, man, and just flood the city and do what we do. Oh yeah, we had the Hallway House, man. World's first Hallway House. It was established in 2021. I think it was July 1st, 2021. We give honorable men and women honorable men that's come home from incarceration, give them a whole opportunity. We'll talk more about that later.
Like James said, we'll talk more about that later. But for now, we headed out to put out posters.
Will these motherfuckers ride or die when it get gangsta?
We covered the entire DMV from Southeast all the way to Uptown to PG, Arlington, and Alexandria, putting up posters all night. If you have ever been around James, you know that he is dedicated to his work with a serious passion.
Never let you swallow no apologies. Your honor, a general. I'm the first.
Respect it. They don't like it, they're gonna respect it. Trust that. Trust and believe that.
Let's take a look at James at his job as the overnight manager as he walks us through his work facilities.
What's up, world? Hey, look, y'all see it, man. all the things that I do got going on all during the day, all during the time, I still got a job. An overnight supervisor here, vegetable and butcher. You know what I'm saying? I started as a driver maybe about 4 months ago, and they put me in the overnight supervisor position. And this is a little bit of the journey that, you know, that your boy on, man. So I'm gonna take y'all around here, show y'all what I do during the day. Well, I would say during the middle of the night, because I get in at midnight. So come on, man, I'll show y'all a little something. You know, this is the area that, you know, that I take care of, make sure the drivers are all straight and good. You know what I mean? Got my good man James right here. This the area where all man, it's usually packed in here. Today's just Friday, so it ain't too bad. But it's usually like 40 drivers that I gotta oversee. But now today it's only 11 drivers. So this the area right here. And they do all the cooking at, you know what I'm saying? These are the racks where they are, they pre-made meals. Whereas though we have drivers that deliver these meals, man, these healthy foods. These healthy foods, you know, go to different people's houses before 7 a.m. before they go to work. And we just leave them at their houses, give them what they need, and have a good day. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, got different drivers that do that. That's what I got to supervise. Make sure the driver's good. And trust me, man. They trust me, man. A 7-time fella. They trust me. Trying to change the narrative of that, y'all.
James not only got a job, but through his hard work, he became the overnight shift manager. Now that says a lot when a company can trust you with leadership responsibilities, especially when you're a convicted felon.
Then also, man, I got a couple good men coming home, you know, that, you know, I make sure I got them in here too. And my son, he here too. I got my son working here too. You know what I'm saying? Gotta keep it good for the good man. So we here to change the narrative of how they look at us, man. You know, they look at us as, you know, a threat or a danger to the community, man, but we here to try to raise the community back up and try to help out the others, man. Us guys that's coming home from incarceration. You know what I'm saying? We've been there. We've been caught. So we know the consequences. So now we trying to show the youngins or show the ones that keep going back and forth in and out the system. That ain't the life, man. That ain't the life no more, man. Get this legit money. Get this, you know, this entrepreneurship stuff going. You know, we all having different resources and different opportunities now as a whole, man. So there ain't no more excuses. You know what I'm saying? It's given to us. They paying for us to go to school. There's all types of different resources they giving us, black men and us guys that's living under poverty and all that, or just come home from incarceration. Giving us a chance. Gotta take advantage of it, man. That's how it is, man. Take out in the day room, man.
And one thing that is difficult when you coming out of prison, the first thought is how you gonna get some money, and that's a job. You know, most of the time it's a job, or at least it should be, and so it keep us from going back to the streets and the things that we did before. So James being able to find a job, that was one thing, but then to get the job and sit there and use his position as manager to hire convicted felons, to hire some of the people that was involved in his program. You know, James was always thinking about the next man or the next woman, the next person, basically, when his situation is still in need in his situation, but he's still always thinking about the other person.
Also, I want to give a shout out to my good man, Monte Pollard, man. He the one that put me in this position to work here. You know what I'm saying? And I cherish that with all honor, man. So if y'all ever see Monte Pollard, man, that's a great man, man. You know what I'm saying? He just like gave me a chance and told me come on the board. And that's where it all started here as far as working. So I just want to say give him a quick shout out, man. And appreciate you, brother, if you watching. You know what I'm saying? We in this together. I know you doing your thing over there where you doing your thing at. You know what I'm saying? And you making it work, man. And you making a good strive of greatness, man. And being legendary and allowing you being an example to the others, man. If anybody don't know your story, they need to look you up, man. Monte Pollard, man. Good guy. So yeah, man, I'm about to go back to work. It's all access, man. Appreciate y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Without y'all, it wouldn't be me. Because y'all motivate to keep me inspired and keep doing what I do. And you know what I'm saying? And keep my head on straight. And then to give others hope. So I'm gone, y'all.
How many kids do you have?
8 kids.
How old were your kids when you went in?
I went in 2012. So my oldest daughter was born in 1998. So what's that? She was 16?
14.
14. 2012, 1998. Yup.
13, 14 years old. 13.
Yeah, she was 13. She ain't turned 14 until October the 5th of 2012.
Wow.
So yeah, she was 13 years old. That was my oldest daughter. My youngest son was in his mother's stomach. She was 6 months pregnant when I got indicted. Only support I really had was my mother and my girl. You know, my mother's kids. I mean, my kid's mother, India. But she was going through her case at the same time. You know, she was in my indictment on that indictment. So, you know, she had to do 9 years in jail. I mean, 9 months in jail on a 12-month sentence. So, you know, it was very touching, man. That was a very touching time while we both was in jail. Our kids had to, you know, go to her sister's house and get raised by their aunt. And then also my mother moved in with her sister. So it was basically my mother and her sister were living together out Waldorf, watching the kids while we was both incarcerated.
As busy as James' schedule is, he still finds time always to spend with his kids. Headed towards his son's football practice right now. So after a long day of running around, still coming out to pick your son up from practice.
Yeah, man. Gotta still take care of the daddy duties, man. Even though I got this thing on my ankle, still gotta make it happen. Regardless, you feel me? So, you know, at the end of the day, man, just because we go through things don't mean I gotta stop being a father. So I gotta make sure I do what I do as a father. Make sure my kids get a better opportunity, man, or do better than what I did in my past. Make sure they better than me. That's the goal. I don't want them going through none of that bullshit. My man Bono came through, man. Black lives matter, right? Black love matter. Stop the killings, man. There's a lot of killing going on, man. I need to chill out with all that, man. Well, we need to chill out with all that. I ain't gonna say y'all, cause it's our people. So,
Our community.
You know what I'm saying? That definitely need to come to a stop, man. Senseless killers, man. So my man Sonny Bono came through with his he a designer, man, been designing in the DC area for the last 17 years. He came and blessed the Hallway House with some t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? So that was a great little outcome on the live at the Hallway House. You know what I'm saying? On the couch, live on the couch at the Hallway House. So yeah, man, it's all love, man. So I appreciate that, Bono, coming through, man. We needed that.
Like, we gotta get it Saturday and Saturday.
Yeah, go down.
I don't know. We may get it.
No. How you don't know what you did?
So, you know we got 2 games this weekend.
Yeah, I know Saturday and Sunday.
So I could tell you about the struggles with niggas trying to hustle. Growing up in them trenches, you might get into some scuffles.
This is Dr. Gregory Hutchings. Dr. Hutchings is James' older brother. He is the former superintendent of Alexandria City Public Schools. He is also an activist as well, being responsible for having Alexandria, Virginia's only high school, T.C. Williams, name changed due to his ties with slavery and racism. Dr. Hutchings has since co-authored a book called Getting into Good Trouble at School, A Guide to Building an Anti-Racist School System.
ACO Wade House. The reason that we have something like this in here is because my brother, he has decided to dedicate his life to others. So you got somebody who has been incarcerated and started Incarcerated Lives Matter. You got somebody who's been locked up out there in the streets, but now helping people get off the streets. So that to me is rehabilitation. That's what's wrong with our prison systems. Our prison systems are causing, especially our black men, to come back into society worse off than they were going in.
James's daughter, Jada.
And he gives me stuff I want, and when I ask for money, he gives it to me sometimes when he want to be nice. And he's just a great father, so I feel like he should not be away from me, and I don't want him to be away from me.
James' mother came through to the Hallway House and blessed everybody with a meal made with love. Man, I ain't gonna hold you. I wish I had another plate right now. But let me get back on track. Meet James's mother, more affectionately known as Lovey.
James is my baby. James is very spoiled. He's always been spoiled because he is the baby. He asked me last night to come and fix him a meal. And that was funny at first. And I was like, so what you want, James? And he was like, macaroni and cheese, collard greens, salmon. I was like, okay. Then come to find out I'm going to do it for the whole way house. I'm cooking for everybody. I didn't know that, but that's good too. But I just wanted to say how proud I am of James and what he's doing and how he helps his community. He's always there to help others. But he's always been like that. Even when he was younger, he was like that. He liked to help people. Now he's doing his thing, and I'm just very proud of him.
The bottom line is this. This man is trying to have a better life. He is taking action to show that. So why not give him a chance? This is what it's all about. We say we put people in prison, we lock them up to come out and do good things and to be better people. Now he's proven that he's being a better person and it's consistent. Give it a chance. And I think that's the issue. We don't give people who have been incarcerated second chances. It's like once you're in, you're pretty much cursed for the rest of your life. You can never get out. We make it so difficult in America that you can't even get ahead. So you go in and you're locked up with no income, with no rules, no structure, no therapy, which black men need therapy, especially if you've gone into some kind of incarceration in a prison where you're trying to live your life every single day and fight for your life every single day. There should be therapeutic services for our incarcerated lives. There should be a way when you come out that you have a job, that you have a place to lay your head, that you have food in your stomach so that you can at least get ahead, that you have clothes on your back, that you can have Medicare or some kind of medical insurance and dental insurance and eyeglasses. I mean, it's just the simple things that we take for granted that when you're taken out of society and you're expected to come back and just act like nothing has happened, we're doing a disservice to them. Martin Luther King said, you can tell a man you can build yourself up and pick yourself up by your bootstraps, but if you don't have bootstraps, how are you going to pick yourself up? That's what happens when these incarcerated people come back out into society. They have no bootstraps, and we telling you to pick yourself up by your bootstraps. That to me is definitely not what America should be standing for. We are punishing them consistently after they've served their time. And it's happening over and over again. So, I'm here at the Hallway House today speaking for my brother as we're doing this documentary on his life so that you all can see what really does happen when people get out and they're trying to do better.
I just opened up the world's first Hallway House, which gives guys and women, well, I haven't opened up a woman facility yet. However, though, it gives men a whole opportunity back into society you know, so they can get themselves on track. Because my goal and ultimate goal is to stop recidivism.
Were you aware of recidivism before you went to prison?
Nah, I never knew what recidivism even was a word. I never even knew what recidivism was.
When did you learn about recidivism?
Actually, when I came home, yeah, it was a cat talking about recidivism. I think it was one of them activists or something, man. They were talking about how recidivism. Cause I didn't even know what it meant until they explained to me what it was, and it was like what we call recidivism is the revolving door that most of us African Americans do, and the statistics don't lie. That's what it shows, that we come back to the same spread that we just left in a matter of sometimes days.
And from that aspect, man, the Hallway House really came because I had a guy that I had already signed up for that was being ordered from a judge to be released to my program, which was called the Welcome Home program. And I was just partnered with another person that had a transitional home. And the guy got granted to come home after doing 23 years straight in prison and had a 50 years to life sentence as a juvenile, right? And he's the first guy that came home to the Incarcerated Males and Females Incorporated program. You know what I'm saying? And the judge, a federal judge granted him. So to make a long story short, I had a partner that was going to give me transitional homes for all these guys that's come home. I had a vision. Look, I want to bring these guys and have them housing and pay for their housing.
Meet Tyrell Johnson, the first returning citizen that entered into the program that James started with the Hallway House.
My name is Ty. Just come home June 18 this year, 2021. I served 23 years. Went in when I was 17 years old. I'm 41 now. Did most of my time in the penitentiary, in the law library, studying law, working on my case, working on others' cases for free. Pretty much did everything I could to try to better myself while I was there. I never had an interest in studying law. I just felt like my situation brought about that. You know, it's like I just got found guilty. And I recall this guy I didn't know at the time, but he noticed that I wasn't going to court anymore. And he asked me, he said, "What happened, man? They shot you down?" And I said, "Yeah, man, I got found guilty." And he said, "Don't worry about it, I'm gonna help you." And from that point on, we went to the law library and he started helping me. And he was showing me things to study, and I just ran with it.
Tell us your connection with James.
But one day I was talking to my little cousin on the phone, and she told me that she had James on her podcast, right? And she was like, bro said he be helping people and stuff that's incarcerated. You should give him a call. So I had called her mom back, and she called James on the freeway. And he was getting his haircut at the time, right? And he stepped away from getting his haircut. I introduced myself to him. And I told him, what I was back up there for. Shared a little bit with him about myself. Plus he knew my other cousin, right? I believe they go way back, right? So and I asked him, could he help me? Would he be able to help me? And he said, yeah. He didn't really know me, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I help you. I appreciate him doing that, because he didn't have to do that. And so when I talked to James, got that good vibe, good dude vibe from him, you know what I'm saying, as well. You know what I'm saying? So as I was speaking to my attorneys about, incarcerated males and females, right? They felt good about it. They felt good about James' vibes. Like, this is the direction we going right here. Yeah. James provided them with an affidavit, a detailed affidavit listing everything that incarcerated males and females was going to provide for me in the event the judge was going to release me. So that's what he did. And everything that he said he was going to do, he's been doing it. He lied, not one time. He made this transition so smooth. Housing, 6 months free rent. We went to the Charles County Fair, go-go music was playing. I felt that DC culture. I've been missing it. Community service. We went to the what park is that? We fed the homeless.
Okay. How that make you feel?
Oh, that made me feel good, man, because I didn't really know him, and I felt that he was genuine about helping me. I had support, real support. Jay, it's like a superhero. If you think about Superman, this is my ass. The stuff that James do for the community, not just me. I'm a selfless person. I mean, it's very humbling and inspiring. You know, anybody who looking to better themselves, that's a brother who you pretty much follow. You know, yeah, that's what he means to me, and when I see the impact that he's having on the community. Superhero. In the flesh.
This is Donald Murphy. He was the resident manager of the Holway House. Mr. Murphy also did 35 years straight in prison. It was a pleasure to sit down and have a conversation with him.
My name is Donald Murphy, Washington, D.C. I'm a returning citizen. Came home 2019 after doing a long term. Basically, right now I'm a resident manager of the Holway House for IMF Incorporation.
Well, tell us, how did you meet James?
Well, I met James 2014, 15, I believe. I had came down from up top while I was in Correction Institution in Virginia, and I came to Haynesville, and that's when I first come in contact with Mr. Hutchings. I'm a very selfish person. I don't cut into a lot of people, but I ran into a friend of ours, Mrs. Stanley Rose. He's a homie of ours, and I knew Stan's family. So Stan introduced me to James. We called him ASAP at that time, but he introduced me to him, and I noticed that he's a settled young man. He didn't mess with a lot of people. He had to stay basically to himself, So that's how I met Mr. James. And then we always, me and him and Stan, we would go to Child. And at that time, we sit down and talk about, things that's going on, life that's going on in the institution, and how things people, the less fortunate people have things, going on in there. So in the midst of Hutchinson, we were sitting down one day and we were just talking, and he said this was something that he would want to look into when he come home. Start something to help stop the recidivism that's going on, or come help the guys that are less fortunate when they go out, So that's exactly what it did. I say maybe a year later, he reached out to me. I got a letter for him, and this is when he had started the project that he was sending guys money, $50 a month coming in. Yeah, so he sent me by surprise. I had no idea, but by surprise he sent it in. Sent me a letter, told me that he had started this program, IMF, Incarcerated Males and Females. System always trying to find a snare and stopping things, people from doing anything. But as for Mr. Hutchings, I've seen his character, how he carries himself. Very bright young man, and had an idea in the future. And he came out and started what he said he was going to do. Somehow, I believe he got in touch with me. I said, "Man, when you come home?" And that friendly greeting and everything. Man, I'm glad you come home. What you doing? He told me what he was doing. About the program. He done got the program started and IMF program. IMF is the program name, incorporation, but the struggle is Incarcerated Lives Matter. We get ready to open up. I'm getting ready to get this halfway house and open up this halfway house. I'm gonna bring you in as manager of my house. Be my resident manager. So when he finally got the house situated in front of me, here I am, and I've been here ever since. One thing I say, that his character is overwhelming. But he got a passion for a struggle, and how the inmates are living inside is that was something that was on my mind too. So the struggle that he's doing is pretty much fall in the same line with me and him. He's an honorable man, and I love him like a brother, and I got him.
Tell us a little bit about some of the things you gotta, the details that you gotta do just to keep the house running, especially like with a lot of paperwork, so if somebody's coming into the house for the first time, not to stay, but just maybe visiting, what are some of the things that they should expect coming through those doors?
Well, one of the main things to expect when they're coming in through the door that's very important, we have a sign in, sign out law. You come in, you sign in, and we take the temperature when you're coming in because of this COVID thing. You make sure that you're not coming in here because we got the health-wise just for the residents that's here. What about it bringing something from the outside? And periodically when we sign in and out, we go in and out periodically. We'll come back in and take our temperatures also while we're in here. And basically that, and basically when somebody come in, we give them a tour of the house. And let them see how the house is, or how the house functions, the living quarters. Basically everybody keep their quarters in order. You clean your own room, make sure your room's clean up, or you have cleaned up the house and everything. But most of the time, most of the cleanup, even, I make sure that that's done. I mean, with the resident, they help. Resident I got that's in here, they have no problem about pitching in and help. They see something need to be done, they'll do it. Trash need to be taken out, that's be done. Bathrooms up to be cleaned, that be taken care of. You make sure that things right. Keep food in the house, make sure that we have food in here. We got a case manager. When like resident come in, she comes. We got an in-house living counselor that be here 24 hours a day. She makes sure she come in and do the intake and the paperwork. And when she passes her paperwork to me, I lock it down. Make sure that if you got any medicine or anything on your own medicine, I lock that up. You're not supposed to have it in the rooms and stuff. We got pretty much the house is run pretty. It's not run like a regular halfway house. You're not in prison, but you also, as everything else, we also got rules and regulations.